The voting now is already underway in New York, where France 24's Jessica Le Masurier is keeping an eye on that election. She joins us live from there. Jess, New York has always been a solid blue state, regularly voting for the Democratic presidential candidate. Is that going to be the case again this year?
Yes, it is. We expect it to remain as blue as ever. We do expect the Democrats and Joe Biden to win here, but we won't necessarily have the results on election night here in New York. Now, lots of New Yorkers have already voted either through absentee mail-in ballots or through going to the polls in early voting. More than 3.6 million, that's about 44% of the total number of people who voted 4 years ago in the election. New Yorkers are eager to make their voices heard in this election. There is a lot of angst over it and fear. New Yorkers know Donald Trump very well. He grew up in Queens and they are wise to him and to his antics. That said, there are still Trump supporters in New York City, especially in Staten Island and in New York State, in Long Island. There are quite a lot of Trump supporters there as well. A lot of people who buy into his law and order rhetoric, so policemen and that sort of person will most likely vote for Trump. Indeed, right near where I live in Westchester, there was a Trump convoy that went past the other day, and I was interested to see police giving it the thumbs up and cheering.
Jess, you mentioned these feelings of fear, of anxiety. We saw pictures yesterday of shopkeepers in New York City boarding up the fronts of stores. Are people really worried there could be rioting, looting today?
Absolutely. People are really fearful. They do not trust Donald Trump. They think that whatever the results are, first of all, they think on the night of the election he's going to try to claim victory before all the votes are even counted. They also are fearful that he may try to steal this election and say that he has won when he hasn't. So people are already preparing here for protests. I spoke to representatives of the Black Lives Matter chapter in New York. They've already prepared for protests on Wednesday. And so, yes, in New York City, a lot of the high-end stores are boarded up on Fifth Avenue. Macy's is boarded up. And there are some buildings in town which have actually contracted armed guards, some of them with submachine guns to protect the buildings.
Jessica, thanks for that. France 24's Jessica Le Masurier reporting from New York. Jessica will be checking back in with you throughout the day and throughout tomorrow as we get the results from the election. Well, one of the surprising